Hey, in this video we will discuss about the instinct behavior and learning behavior. Basically it is depend to the learning. So that means here we will understand about the psychological aspect of the animal is much better to understand in the biology. So the biological aspect we will discuss instinct behavior. Behavior in an animal. So the type of behavior that depend on the hereditary material which the animal inherits. The animal may be born with the right responses built in the nervous system as part of its inherited structure. So here, for example, suppose that is the brain. So the brain is the instinct due to the gene formation, and gene are present through a parental process. So in this way, the gene will be moved to the offspring, and that activation of genotypes to phenotype will be easily. And in this way, the physiological and physical aspect of the learning will be increased without learning. So it is known as the instinct learning, instinct behavior. So this behavior is a part of the animal without learning. For example, the experience has not influence on this type of behavior, so experience is not involved. It means the chick will be, after the hatching of the chick, will move to the mother. So this is known as the imprinting, that is the type of instinct behavior. And this type of behavior depends on the selection operating during the history of species, so that it helps in the adaptability of the organism in the environment. This type of behavior evolves slowly in the species. So that is the DNA, genetic material, which that is um, come from the parent. So the same character are present in the parent will phenotype of the offspring will produce same. So in this way, the instinct can equip an animal with a series of responses. This is advantages for animal with short lifespans and with little or parental care like mammals and birds. So that is mean the little responsibility for the mothers to their young ones. So on the other hand, we can also exemplify the honeybees inherit the ability to form wings muscle and wings for flight. So it will be without learning can fly. It does not look like a human, which that is we can give the learning with genetically as well as we can give the training for movement. So they inherited the tendency to fly toward flower to seek nectar and pollen without giving the learning, without giving to the learning by any object. So that is instinct into the gene. So the other example is the digger wasp carries food. A paralyzed bee, for example, this food is go into their nest, and this when go into the nest, so that is the landmarks are present. This landmarks basically is responsible for the finding of the nest. For example, we will remove the nest, so the landmarks are present in the same region. So in this way, he is the wasp is following the when landmark removes, wasp follow to the landmark uh, rather than nest. So that is known as the instinct behavior. Let's begin to understand the learning behavior. That is very complex as well as that is very advanced, and it is occur in the mammals, including human. So learning behavior. So the learning is very so important. Behavior mean the expectation for the controlling of the regulation, internal body as well as the external environment. So this type of behavior depends on the environmental influence, but the ability to modify the behavior depends on the hereditary material. For example, the DNA. DNA can be modified during the life experience. For example, the DNA modification in our body with the passage of time during the hard working or something. And DNA methylation and DNA acetylation is a part of that, and it means the DNA modify and uh, changes their part, etc. So let's try to understand the trial and error learning. So the trial and error learning means the mistakes. Mistake will find the success. Food, for example, are hanging in the roof of the room. So the food is the need of our animals for normal activity. So so the hungry animal learn those things which include the mistakes, succession in this way. So in this way, the success will be evolved by providing the box in the room, and the chimp, for example, will arrange the box one by one with the mistakes also occurring. And in this way, the trial and error learning will be occur. And after at last, the chimp can find the roof area for attachment. So that is the arrangement for uh, getting food. So the conditioning reflects type 1. Before conditioning, we will also understand before conditioning. For example, the conditioning reflects type 1. That is the type of learning behavior. For example, here is the dog, which that is produce salivation after the stimulus of the food, and unconditioned stimulus this is. While if we will put the conditioned stimulus, for example, sound, and when the no food stimulus, so the salivation will be not produced and no response. So in this way, the salivation will be not produced. But before conditioning, neutral stimulus, no conditioned response. But when we will add the food as well as the response of the response will be occur, so the salivation will be occur. But with the condition, stimulus food plus condition will produce the response. But without condition can also produce. But if we will put again that condition sound of bell alone after conditioning, so the response will be occur and salivation will be occur without food. So in this way, the salivation will be produced due to the sound. So that is the learning. It is the complex higher brain cortex will learn that the sound will give me food. So on the other hand, the trial and error learning in case of cat, when it learned to press the lever to open the door of cage and open the door of cage for escaping. So in this way, the trial and error learning. And again, it will be refined. And crawling snail on a sheet of glass learns that tapping has no harmful effect and cease to respond after few early responses. For example, when we will tapping again and again, so the snail will learn no harmful effect. So the snail will be easily move and know and ignore the sound. But the initially will not ignore. Why? Because he is thinking about this is the harmful effect. So thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, like and share this video. Bye.